Folks, welcome to Sunday Night Stock Charts Live. Another Sunday night. I hope everybody had a great weekend. Sorry I'm late tonight. Franklin, I just responded to your Slack IM. And yeah, I sent you a preview of the OPTT follow-up. So it's posted. It's posted on YouTube now too. So ready to go. Watch it at your leisure. So OPTT looking very, very good. Probably going up a lot higher. But right now, a little bit overbought. Long story short. MacArthur, hello. Didn't think I'd make it, but I did. And the coffee is fresh. Goddamn good. GameStop. Wow, that ripped through the ceiling. Trader Isaac. Yes, smash the like button. Yes, thank you, Trader Isaac. All right, PLTR from MacArthur. Will, hello. Hey, Bob, who do you have tonight, Bills or Chief? You know what? Here's my attitude about the Bills. You know, you could say you had the Jets, you have the Giants, you have the Bills. There's only one New York team. That's the Bills. Sorry. Everything else is New Jersey. Larry, hello. Falcon, hello. Welcome aboard, everyone. And again, please smash that like button, share with a friend, subscribe to the channel. Okay, what we're going to talk about tonight are OPT stock. I did some analysis back on October the 10th. Widely requested I follow up on that analysis. I just posted it seconds ago. That's why I'm late. So it's out there. If you're interested, it's posted. Watch it at your leisure. We're going to go over the pre-market. We're going to go over the Sunday Night Futures action. Technically, it's pre-market. And we'll spend some time going over a couple of headlines, nothing major. We'll try to get as much in terms of stock chart requests in. And we'll use our friends over at TrendSpider. Shameless plug here. What are we doing here, Bob? All right, folks, there's a link below. Automate your grunt work, speed up your technical analysis, improve your accuracy. 35% discount code off of TrendSpider. We'll be using it for our technical analysis this evening. I give it away free with our silver and gold level memberships. The version I use is the one you get with my free version. They offer a 7-day free trial offer. It's included with our 14-day free trial offer. Check it out. TrendSpider. Reduce costly mistakes. Find winning chart setups. And time your trades with precision. All right, let's do this. So we have the market, which is obviously open. I think I lost all my saved tabs to go over here tonight. God damn it. This is so annoying. This is what happens when you rush. I accidentally logged out of everything. There are two headlines I wanted to go over with Dalio. You know, it wasn't even Dalio. Forget Dalio. Interesting read, controversial, don't want to get into it. Services, prices expected to go a lot higher. I'm going to drop this link in. Read it at your convenience. We're always on inflation watch here. Hey, Sam. We know we have food inflation. We're going to go looking at the prices of food inflation in a moment. Read that at your leisure. Also, we're always on the watch for geopolitical risk. 15 Chinese Chinese aircraft entered Taiwan air defense zone for second consecutive day as U.S. carrier Roosevelt approaches. Things are heating up. Trump is gone. Biden's in. Will Biden have the backbone, or will he bend to Chinese pressure on Taiwan? Major, major test possibly approaching. Pay attention to it. Major geopolitical risk. All right, let's check out the pre-market activity. The dollar spiking up higher. Let's go to a 4-hour chart. Spiking up higher. We are still in a downtrend, both on a monthly basis and on a 4-hour basis. It's trying to stabilize. The weekly chart bearish last week, daily chart somewhat bullish. It's trying to put in a higher low. Why does it matter? If the dollar rallies, expect weakness on commodities. If the dollar tanks, expect strength on commodities. Simple as that. Inverse relationship. Hey, Pat. Anthony. Happy Sunday to you, pal. Steve Biden's trying to remember his name. Savages. Eric. Evening to you. Libya now? I know he did it in Syria. Scary. Okay, that's the dollar. Let's check out commodity prices. Silver. Looking good. Up a 0.25 percentage point. We recaptured support last week, which is pretty good stuff. We retested it. It held. Now they're going to try to do a follow-through here on silver. Where's gold? I'm so unprepared tonight. Gold flat on the session. We've been defending this 1838 mark. Nothing going on. It's good to see it up despite the strength in the US dollar. That's good to see. Let's check out food prices. Corn. Woo. Taking a breather. A little bit oversold. Expect a bounce here soon. But certainly in correction mode. Soybeans. Same deal here. I would expect a rally. Short covering rally anyway. I don't think we're done going down. We do have support here. We're right at it. There's another support level below. Wheat was weak. Now potential reversal bar on wheat. Take note of the head and shoulders setup. Excuse me. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Here was the neckline. This is now going to become resistance. And we'll see if this holds. Can we base? Is there a trade to be had in wheat? There is an ETF. There is an ETF. I think it's traded on the Amex. It's symbol WHET, I believe. Let's check out the VIX. No shock here. Not a bullish close last week. I had a whole bunch of salt earlier. So VIX down. That leads me to believe that equities, at least the S&P 500, should be rocking. No new high yet for the Russell 2000. It was lower. It is now at the highs of the session. S&P 500, very close to a breakout. We'll be watching this very closely. What I want to do here, so we don't stare at this the entire time, I just want to know if S&P okay, we're good to go. So flat market, not much going on here at all tonight. The Russell 2000 leadership group, none of these sectors, none of them had any type of, or indexes I should say, had volume last week. Very close to a new breakout here. On the NASDAQ 100 /Qs. We want to see whether or not it holds this support level. Because if it fails to take out the highs of Thursday, that would be a lower high and then a breakdown. Okay. Bonds. A little bit weak. Flat. Yields pushing up a little bit. That's about it. We blew right through those. MacArthur, they blocked your comedy. I mean, YouTube is so paranoid nowadays. I just unblocked it. Okay, let's do some chart requests. Let me take a list. I got to check the members area and see who requested. Dooby-dooby-doo. While you're waiting, I'll sing a song for you. Do-do-do-do-do. Anybody out there have solar panels? I'm shopping around for them now. Any feedback? Looking at Tesla and their solar roof. I just don't think it has the power enough yet to fulfill my needs. All right, what do we got here? Eric, XL, Jason, OEG, Cena Plug, Cena NNDM. Okay, let's do this. All right. XL Fleet. Franklin, if you're getting solar panels, you might look into energy batteries so your house runs. I am. They have the Powerwall, the Tesla Powerwall, and they're suggesting I get 3 of them. It's really cool. So yeah, I agree with you. You need to have those. Well, we have a lot of time tonight, so we'll get to that symbol. All right. Let's take the heat maps off. Let's go to a monthly chart because I'm not familiar with this stock. A fairly new issue. All right, so this is one of those that had a blowout month or two. And it's come in. This is what I say. Usually I see them initially back when they're up here, and I say it doesn't end well. It didn't end well. But the correction's, by and large, pretty much over. And you can see, here, I'll take the automated trend lines off. If you were using the automated trend lines, you would have known, get out. There you have it. So I just drew the lower band of support at 1961. Really good support. There's a volume shelf there. We bounced off of it last week. Looking good. There's a couple of ways to approach this. The thing to keep in mind is that your upper band of resistance has now really widened out. You're going to have a bit of resistance up here at 32.98, but your risk reward entry point right here, right now, is pretty good. So I would do one of these numbers, create an alert, a little bit of sensitivity, 30-minute bar, get alerted. I would also check the short interest on this. If you have multiple days to cover that short interest, you may want to, you know what, I'm going to make this, I'm going to kill this in 8 days. You may want to think about taking on a larger position. Enjoy the short squeeze. We broke out last week. We broke out. Daily chart. So what the daily chart is implying to us is that we have resistance immediately above. Not huge resistance, but formidable resistance nonetheless. I'll use this volume shelf here. No sensitivity. I only care if it closes above it. Add or open a position. We'll keep it active for 8 days. We're good to go. It's looking good. A little bit of resistance above, but I think the big story here is your weekly chart and the fact that it's come off those overbought levels. Nice consolidation, multi-week support tested. What was resistance back here is now support. Good to go. XL. OEG. It's, my guess is that, here, I'll take this off. My guess is that we don't close above this price. Note how TrendSpider is picking up resistance above. And the only reason why I'm saying it's probably not going to close above this mark is because we're already extended relative to the 3D Bollinger Band weekly chart. This is what, the 4th consecutive week of trading up and into that band. You know, just like it was with XL, it doesn't end well, these types of rallies. So you got to wait for a pullback. I would argue TrendSpider's picking up support here. I think it's reasonable. It was resistance back in December. So I would just set up an alert. I would not buy here. Doesn't mean it's not going to move up higher. I've been shamed before, but that's okay. Your risk reward is what you need to worry about. The money is made on the buy. So I want to know on the pullback, when we get there, 30-minute time frame, OEG, retest, weekly, spell check, support. All right. And we'll keep that active for about 10 days. All right, daily chart. We broke out on Friday. So my guess is I still wouldn't buy this stock. They'll probably pull it back maybe on Monday, retesting the support level. If it holds, they could push it up higher yet again. If it fails, it's coming all the way back down to our support level. Beware of a breakout point failure. This is a good-looking stock on a daily time frame, strong stock on a weekly time frame. However, the weekly time frame, very overbought. Daily chart, I get the feeling that they're setting a trap here. Probably a little bit too much hot money. A lot of apathy in this market right now. Be very, very careful. Way too optimistic traders are. And it's not institutional traders. The volume is not institutional. It's all amateur money. So it doesn't end well. Be careful. Generac. You know, my wife mentioned Generac. That's the solar panel generator. Well, Plug Power. Speaking about renewables. Monster. Wow. Wow. Can't touch it. It's a beautiful chart. Can't touch it. I think that it's probably going higher given last week's price action, but this monthly chart is just so blown away. Where's RSI? RSI is at 98. You can't buy the stock. This is nuts. Weekly RSI is at 91. And it's probably going higher. Daily chart. It's going higher. They're going to take it up. They broke it out on Friday. This is one hot market, man. I'm telling you right now, some of you may be a little bit younger than me. A little bit. This is so reminiscent of the 2000 bubble. I can't tell you. It's so reminiscent of it. These SPAC issues, very speculative nature, a lot of hot money floating around. They're going to send another $1.9 trillion through Congress to the president to sign off on. He's going to pump it out. It's one day you just wake up and the party's over. It's you start seeing, it's the top when you start seeing your leading stocks. They drop down really quick, but then they recover. Then they drop down really quick, and then they could recover. But all of a sudden, they're just not putting in the higher highs anymore. It's slow but sure. You see an increase in volatility of the leading stocks that have come a long way, the Teslas of the world. That stock will drop like 40 points in a day, rally back, maybe even take out the prior high. But then all of a sudden, you start seeing divergences in the indicators. RSI is going this way, share price may be going that way, and it's just not good, man. Beware of the volatility. Steve, they blocked you too. He didn't even write anything bad. Parabolic. Yeah, I saw that, Falcon. Yeah, Bill Gates. They don't want you to own anything because you'll be happier, yet he's the largest farm owner. You know, it was Jim Rogers. That was many, many years ago. I started watching interviews with him. For those not familiar, Jim Rogers is a Asian-based now. Used to be U.S.-based trader. And very, very wealthy. And he was buying farmland in anticipation of what's going on right now 10 years ago. And I remember watching those videos. I'm saying, I don't get what he's talking about, but I better respect it. And sure enough, he was right. 10 years ago, he saw it. All right, back to Plug Power. Monster stock. They're probably going to take it up higher. It's so overbought. You know, if you're a nimble trader and you're going to use a trailing stop loss order, yeah, if it takes out a new weekly high or if it retests support here at around 62.80 and holds and you get a continuation move up higher, you know, throw on that trailing stop loss order and enjoy the ride up. But you can't take that trailing stop off. But it looks as though short term going up higher, longer term, it's in a bubble. I can't even read my own handwriting. NNDM, is that it, right? I was right. Wow. I had the handwriting of a third grader. All right, so again, value of TrendSpider. Right off the bat, you can't buy this. Why? Click the button. This is a daily chart. I'm kind of going backwards here, but right off the bat, boom. If you bought tomorrow, you're buying right into resistance. We hit it last week and we backed off. Be careful here. Monster breakout. Monthly time frame. Monster breakout. I know a price point I like already. Now, I like this support level at 920. But their algo is picking up. I know what they did. They extrapolated out the prior highs. And they're picking off 1048 as being support. I think it's worth creating alert. If you guys are using this sensitivity and you go to 0, yet it still doesn't go away, go all the way to the right, expand all the way, then go all the way to the left. And that'll get you down to no sensitivity. Touch, bounce, and then DM, retest, please support, S. I'm not necessarily loving the support level. I like mine better. So this is just a reminder that there's more support levels below. And to show patience, I like this one here. In fact, I'm going to move it up first. Right there. Touch, bounce. I'm going to keep some sensitivity on. All right. So that's a significant pullback, a nice retracement to support. Remember, traders are OCD. I know I have it. Obsessive compulsive disorder. They want to know that what was resistance in December, then earlier this month, will now become support. Daily chart. We already kind of covered this. I can't buy this stock. I think it's going a lot higher. You need a retracement, though. You have resistance above. It's got to retrace. Patience, set your alerts. Forget it until they fire off. Looks good, though, longer term. You guys are on fire tonight. Yeah, China's buying up farmland. They want to use this as a colony to export food. All right. I did the members chart request. Let's go through the other requests. GME. Let's check out GME. You know, I went over this one several months ago. I mentioned the short squeeze that was going to happen. Man. Oh, my God. Wow. Goddamn thing tripled. Oh, my God. You know, it's a short squeeze. Yeah, I can't buy this thing. It's crazy. You know, you're going to have your diehard shorts trying to reshort it, and that'll only fuel the way up higher. It's probably going up higher, but not with my money. It's way too speculative. Wow. I would avoid it. PLTR. PLTR. Nice. Nice. Monster day. And my alerts expired. You know, I keep my alerts. I don't keep them long enough. I missed out on OPTT. I only set my alerts on OPTT for 5 days. It should have been 5 weeks I left it on for. So my bad. Lesson learned. Monthly chart. There's not a lot of data here, but of the data there is, it's just a monster. Weekly chart. A major breakout last week. All my resistance levels overcome. Daily chart. You know, it's extended. I had an alert set here too. Let's remove this. I had 2 alerts set, and they both expired on me. Create an alert, touch bounce, little sensitivity. All right, unlike the last time, I'm going to keep this active for a few weeks. All right, so I can't buy it here. It's extended. I missed the boat. My bad. Can't blame anybody else but me. But if we get a retracement, which I'm sure we will, then that's the opportunity to get long. PLTR looking like the monster that it has been for a while now. So looking really good. GWPH. GW Pharma. Very nice. All right, so I guess we went over this a while ago. Let's clean this up. All right, what we have forming here is a nice W formation. Here's the left side of your W, right side forming. Here is the pivot point. Right at 141.91. You want to use 142, that's fine too. We spent 2 weeks so far trying to get through there, but it was rejected. But last week's candlestick was significant in that it was an outside reversal bar. This would indicate to me that this is a monthly chart. This month's reversal bar is an outside reversal bar indicative of a high probability continuation breakout either this month or into next month. So what's the play here? Simple. You know what? I'm not going to set it on a monthly basis. I'm going to go to a weekly chart, set the alert. Okay. The reason why I use the weekly chart is because the confirmation candles are different from the monthly chart. So I only want to know when it breaks out and it closes above resistance at that 142 mark. So very nice. No. So the alert is set. But what if we get a pullback? What's our fallback position? Is there one? The heat maps are picking up support at 110. I don't think we're going down there again. Right here. $134.58 on GWPH. Until one of those fires off, I'm not going to think about this. Let the computer, let the software do the work for you. We have a rules-based approach. If this, then that. And know where the heat maps are picking up on a daily time frame. Exactly where we drew our alerts. So if you're an experienced trader, this is a good validation tool. It makes sure that your skills are still refined. So I'm glad to see this. It made me, I'm not getting that old yet. So it's good to see I was accurate in where I wanted to put my support and resistance levels, and it's a good validation tool. But sometimes you don't pick up on something, and TrendSpider does. That's the value of using automated technical analysis. So we're set here. We can move on. LAZR. Luminaire Technologies. I think we've gone over this one before. Daily consolidation. Let's go to the monthly first. Not much data here. Let's go to a weekly. Okay, I'm getting what happened. What's going on here? All right, so we broke out. We became overbought. and that's okay, right? Here's your 3D Bollinger Band. They followed it through the next one. Could you imagine being the poor son of a gun that wasn't focusing on the technicals and bought at the highs of the week? What was the high of the week? High 47.80. Where did we close? $34 a share. Poor SOB. So big reversal bar. The good news here is that we've now formed a support level, and it's been consolidating very nicely. $30.16, good support. But when things get real interesting is when we close above 35.63. So this is your trading range. I'd be a buyer at support. A little bit of sensitivity. Then once you get above these volume shelves here, it's going a lot higher. Because now you have no overhead supply, with the exception of the very few buyers up here. I mean, it could be 2 people that are up there that bought with market orders at ridiculous levels. Okay, and we're going to keep this active for a few weeks. Daily chart. It's right in the middle of a trading range. Yeah, I think that you're okay if you just want to sit, watch, wait for the breakout, or watch for the retracement. Mixture of both. It doesn't matter. Would I buy it right here, right now? If you want to scratch the itch, I have no problem with putting on a small trade, test the market, and then add on the pullback or on the breakout. So LAZR looking very, very good here. Thumbs up on the trade. What time we got? 6:44. I want to circle back and take a look at the BA for Will, the futures. I want to see if we've seen any increase in volatility, because there was none. Let's take off our drawings, clean this up. All right, we were long of Boeing. We booked profits. We didn't get out at the top. The news flow seems to have gotten a little bit better for Boeing. Ugh. Let's clear all this off. This is a tough one because it broke support last week, but it's a monthly chart. Let's go to a weekly chart. I don't know. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. So it broke down. You had a gap down. They tried to recapture, failed. Next week or the prior week, they tried to rally, recapture support at 208.35, rejected. Usually when you get this, you get a retrace back down to prior support. Where's that prior support? 190, our good friend over at 190 again. Now, I don't have a crystal ball. For all I know, they can gap it up tomorrow. But if they don't, I suspect that they're going to retrace it back down. I'm going to keep this active for like a month because I like Boeing. I like to get back in. I didn't think I was going to be out this long. So I would show patience here. Daily chart. Yeah, I mean, this is a very porous support level. Now resistance at the 208 mark. So couldn't in good conscience say buy this stock right here, right now. The market's sending you a signal. It's very volatile. And it goes back to what I said earlier. In Boeing, I said earlier about volatility on leadership names. Obviously, Boeing is not a leadership name at this point. But when you start seeing volatility like this, you drop down, move back up, drop back down yet again. That's a sign of a topping action. So I'd be very careful here. So 190 is my number. I'd be looking to get in at that price point. PRCH. Baroon, how you doing, man? Porch Group. Bearish reversal bar last week. I don't like it. It's going to take a pause. It needs to take a pause. If you're looking for an entry point, watch for a filling of the gap at 1634. That would be an initial support level. If that fails, you're looking at support if 1634 fails, 1390 is the next support level. PH. Parker Hannifin. If memory serves me, Parker Hannifin has exposure to oil and gas. Could be wrong. Fact check me on that. But if it does, these companies are not going to do well in this environment. Again, I'm not 100% sure about Parker Hannifin having that exposure, but oil and gas, I'm not loving that sector right now. I think that the long knives are out for fossil fuels. So be very careful here. And if you do know for a fact that they do or don't have exposure, if you could drop a note in, I'd appreciate that. So weekly chart, outside reversal week, bearish. If it breaks support at 263.48, it's going a lot lower. It's going to fill the gap down here at 240. Daily chart. Daily chart's not too bad. They bounced it off of a 20-period moving average. Actually, sorry, 50-period moving average. And it held. But we closed just below resistance. Be careful here. If they gap it up and they close it above 275.80, maybe there's a trade to be had to the long side. I would stay very small until we broke out and above all-time highs or prior highs. Be careful here. I'm going to check the note to see if anybody dropped it in there about Parker. Oil and gas? Yeah, just be really, really careful. Really careful. I read the executive order that Biden signed off on. This was day one. He signed off on the executive order about banning drilling. I mean, offshore, anything on the federal lands. And if he comes out with a ban on frackers, Beware and watch out for the high yield debt market, because the high yield debt or junk bonds financed the frackers, and they're going to take it on the chin. I heard that BlackBerry was going to be the next GME. BBY, if memory serves. No, that's Best Buy. What's the symbol for BlackBerry? MacArthur heard good things about PRCH CEO on Mad Money 2 weeks ago. BB, I put BBB. Okay, BBY I put in. Yeah, they have liftoff here. Liftoff. So this is the part of the market that we're in now. If you think about it, all they're doing now is they're going to the most shorted stocks, and they're squeezing them. Talk about speculation. I'm telling you, it smells of 2000 right now. It smells of it. Monthly chart overbought. The weekly chart looks pretty good. I think it's going up higher. Now, this is one of those stocks on a new weekly high. This is a momentum play. Throw on your trailing stop loss order and let it rip. If I said weekly chart before, I was incorrect. This is a daily chart. My apologies. If you're looking for a pullback and a retracement point to enter, 1205. I'm scaring you? Why am I scaring you? I haven't been on Twitter. I avoid it. I deleted a lot of my tweets. I don't want to even be bothered. It's really just a toxic cesspool. I'll use it to distribute videos, but I don't want any part of that group. Oh, no. I'm not saying this. I'm not saying it's different. I'm not saying it's different. And I agree with you. Anytime I hear that this time it's different, I get afraid. So I know why you made that comment. I don't think it's different this time. I don't think it's going to end well. I'm not saying it's going to be tomorrow, but the speculative mania out there it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, look at this Schiller PE ratio. Not that PEs matter, but we're at highs last seen back in, we were in a bear market at the time, 2001, 2002, and they were still falling. So they can keep this going up higher. So yeah, I don't believe that this time it's different. I think it's the same game over and over again. Now they're blowing holes in the housing market. Those words mean we're getting close. Yeah, you're right. Especially when you hear from the pundits. All right. SBUX. We'll leave off with SBUX. We'll circle back to the futures. Yeah, the yield curve does not lie. We'll bring it up in a minute. So, because I'll illustrate what Sam is pointing out. And I try to point it out as much as possible, but I don't want to keep repeating it because I can bore people. But it matters. SBUX, new monthly high, faded though. The consumer discretionary names put in new all-time highs last week. If you take a look at the XLY, weekly time frame, I didn't want to put that up there. Weekly time frame, consolidation. Do we have automated trend lines? We should. Yeah, look what happened here. We broke down. This is the value of the automated trend lines. I was going to do this. Draw my trend line, watch for a breakout. But then you click that button and you see that we have a lot of resistance above. So even if it broke out this coming week, I'm not interested. There's way too much resistance above. Now, on the daily chart, this is a fairly good setup here. The problem, and the Bollinger Bands are tightening, but the problem is, and this is one of the nice features of TrendSpider, is on the daily chart, I can overlay weekly resistance. So is it worth me buying these shares here and hoping that we get through resistance? What's my risk reward here? So not for me. I mean, the upside resistance is at 105.46. Where do we close? Closing price, 103.91. Too much risk, not enough reward. You know, maybe they'll break it out. If they break it out and they close it above 106, then I'll revisit it. Then it's time to revisit and say, okay, it broke out. Maybe it's time to get long. Gold, MacArthur, gold, Bitcoin. Why do they want us to choose? Everything's saying fiat is donezo. There, you know, it's fairly simple. You know, the powers that be do not like crypto and they do not like gold. Why? It's a competitor to fiat money. Yes, they're destroying fiat money, but they want to make sure that you're under their thumb and all you could use is that currency. If you have an option, meaning gold, you could bury it, dig it up in 20 years, it's still there. It's still gold. Bitcoin, I don't know much about Bitcoin. The chart looks good to me. You know, we've come in a little bit. The last I looked, it was looking good. The problem is that you've had XRP, SEC already went after them. You've had Christine Lagarde over at the IMF, International Monetary Fund, saying that Bitcoin is a Ponzi scheme. That type of rhetoric only starts getting worse. So to me, I'd rather stick with the gold miners. Price of gold's going up higher. The miners tend to outperform gold. If you want to maintain your wealth, look at gold. If you want to build your wealth, look at the gold miners. Bitcoin. And then we'll take a look at the yield curve. We'll circle back to the futures and how they're looking. This is a live feed. Bitcoin had a nice reversal bar on Friday. So if you were to ask me, hey, is this a possible bottom? Hell yeah. But this could also be the beginning of a trading range as well. Here's your primary upper band of resistance now. Make that solid. And here's your secondary resistance level. So we could trade within this trading range for a couple of weeks before there's resolution. The resolution will probably be to the upside because that's the macro trend. But I get worried about Bitcoin because of the headline risk. If it gets too strong, the long knives will be out for crypto. They don't want you having an option. It's just like Twitter shutting down Parler or Amazon shutting down Parler. Now, they don't want competition. So I don't believe that Bitcoin's a bubble. They started talking that way on the financial news media. Hey, MacArthur, thanks for the super chat. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thanks for the no-nonsense take, Bob. That's why I'm here for. Thanks for the awesome chat there. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Try to be a little bit different. Thank you very much. So I don't believe that Bitcoin's a bubble. Highly speculative, highly speculative. All that really makes Bitcoin of value is faith in its value. So I get worried. Let's circle back to the yield curve. And this you can't ignore. You know, yields pulled back last week. This is actually the wrong chart. Here's the yield curve. For those not familiar, S&P 500 overlaid in blue, yield curve in candlestick, and we're making higher highs. This is the steepening of the yield curve. At some point in time, the stock market says no mas, can't take it anymore, and it rolls over. It did it back in 2000, back here. It did it in 2007, back here. Now, I'm just waiting. It's just a matter of what's the magical number. So beware. This is out there. And don't forget, the Shiller PE ratio. We are at highs not seen since 2001, thereabouts. And that bubble was already blowing up. Gone, shot. Let's circle back to new investors don't like the old stuff like gold and silver. True. Or rock. That was a jab. How dare you? That was a good one, though. I own Rocket Mortgage. I've been sitting with it. It's got no respect. How dare you? That was a good one. So, but it did break out last week, finally. Okay, let's circle back to the futures. The dollar remains higher, a little bit off the highs of the session. Gold now down, no great shock. Where's silver? Am I losing? There it is. Still holding the breakout on silver. Off the session highs. Check out equities. The Russell. You know, the Russell, you got to be careful of here. Big Ben, no worries, man. That was a good one. Perfect timing. Absolutely perfect. Okay, so the Russell could high to 2163. We did overshoot and put in a new high on the 20th. But we failed to hold it. Do we put in a lower high here? I'm going to create an alert. You can tell I love my alerts. That way you're not staring at the screen constantly. We have a short position on the Russell. That's why I am focusing on it. But it's a test position. Not looking to add any more until we get a break. And quite possibly, it may need to stop out if this market continues up higher. S&P 500 threatening a breakout. A little bit of a rejection there. MacArthur, I realize it was not too late to make a mill, but I'd like to make it worth something when I do. We're getting shadowed tonight by YouTube. Trader Isaac, they blocked your comment. I just had to unfreeze it. I guess because you wrote in all caps. They're so paranoid. It's crazy. Bills up 9-0. Cool. Aces. NASDAQ threatening a breakout here. Bit of a rejection. It's early, though. A lot can happen between now and the open. I'm working on my second million. Gave up the first. You guys are crazy. All right, everyone. Everyone have a profitable trading week. Smash the like button, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll talk to you soon. Be well. Thanks for joining in.